YouTube. Oh my gosh, it has been so long. I'm sorry, this camera is like so dark. I got a new phone and this camera is not as great and wonderful as the other camera that I had on my other phone. My other phone was just acting stupid, so I had to get another one. I had to get Android. I'm not an Android person. Anyways, I'm using my regular voice for this video because I have been gone for quite some time. I haven't posted a video in like 3 weeks, and I'm so sorry. To be honest, I just ran out of ideas. Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know I didn't know what videos to record. I didn't know what to do. I was running out of ideas for role plays. I was running out of ideas for like ASMRs, period. I didn't have any ideas. I know this one person wants me to do a slime ASMR, and I got you. I will do that as soon as I find somewhere where I can get some slime. Then I will have that video for you really soon. On top of the fact that a lot has been going on, with work and school and personal ventures. It's just a lot that's been going on. So today I wanted to record a video just because I had the idea in my head that I wanted to record a video because I haven't seen you guys in so long. And I know you guys miss me. And I just wanted to redo a video. So today I want to do a story time. This is my first story time, so if you get bored, I apologize. I'm not a very interesting person, but I'm sorry, I just had pizza, so I got phlegm. But anyways, I wanted to do a story time about my days in middle school and in high school. Middle school, I was a savage in middle school. Like, I can't even tell you. I was a savage in middle school. I was late all the time. I had my headphones in. I had my little MP3 player at the time because I didn't have a phone. So I was always late. I was always procrastinating, even though my classroom was like right there. I still used to pass by it all the time and was just waltzing up in there like, yep, I got my tardy slip. Like, what's up? Used to have my music blasting. Like, yep, I'm in here. I'm late. And what's up? Y'all not doing nothing anyways. Here's my tardy slip. And then I go sit down. That was crazy. And eventually that caught up to me because I ended up getting suspended. I used to have in-school suspension. If you have a middle school or a high school that have in-school suspension, then you know the struggle. You know that is a very horrible time. It's very boring in there, and you are very fortunate if you only have to be in there for one day. But if you're in there for like 3-4 days, bless your heart, because that was a struggle. For those of you who don't know who in-school suspension is basically you're just practically in a room all day with other kids, if not just by yourself, and you just basically just sit there. You can't sleep, you can't be on your phone, you can't do anything, and one of your classmates comes in there and gives you all their homework, whatever assignments that they do for the day, whatever reading assignments or whatever tests that you had to do, just any homework that they're doing in class, somebody will come and bring that down, and you would have to do it and either turn it into the, ISS teacher, or if you have in-school suspension for only one day, then you get to turn it in and all will be well. But I was in there for 3 days and I was a struggle. It was a mess. I hated it so much. I'm so glad that I don't have to go through that anymore because my middle school days as well as high school days are long gone. I guess you can say that I'm still fresh out because I graduated from high school 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. So I'm still kind of fresh out of high school. But middle school, I was a little savage. I always used to get in trouble. I had my little squad, the friends. You know how friends are in middle school. They're just, oh yeah, we're best friends, we're going to be BFFs, and then next thing you know, they just turn on you. That's kind of what happened. I got in trouble. I said something. It kind of just slipped out of my mouth. I was a little potty mouth in middle school, and it kind of just slipped out my mouth. And the assistant principal heard me, and then she turned around because it was like 4 of us, and she was like, who said that? And then they instantly just pointed at me. I'm like, are you serious right now? Are y'all really ratting me out? Oh my God, I can't believe this. So the assistant principal said, come with me. She sent me to the office, and then she was like, let me get your name, give me your parents' name, and give me their phone number because I'm about to call them. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't need to do this. Like, come on now, we could work something out. Like, please, like, I will never do it again. I will never speak that way again. Just please do not call my parents. Like, please, whatever you do, please, I'm begging you. Don't call them. Please don't call them. Don't send me no voicemail. Don't send no email. Don't do nothing. Like, what can I do to make sure you don't do this? Please, because that'll be my last day walking, literally. So she took my dad's name, and she got his phone number. I gave it to her, and then she was like, I'm going to keep this, but if I hear you, swearing again, then I'm going to call your parents. I'm like, okay, I promise I will never do it again. And I was relieved because I was sweating bullets in that office when she said, give me your parents' number. I'm like, oh my God, please don't. You don't even understand the amount of nervousness that I had inside of my body that day when she said, let me call your parents. But she did not because she was nice at the time. And so that was okay. Middle school was very, very... It was fun, but at the same time, it was stressful because of the different difficulties that I had in middle school. Like, it was this one girl. I remember her name. Her name was Elena. And she did not like me for whatever reason. I don't know why. I wasn't the type of person that would start drama with anybody. I wasn't the type that, just say, oh, I don't like you, or it's just saying bad stuff about you that's not true. Like, I wasn't that type of kid in middle school. I was just in my own little world with my own little group of friends. And we was just chilling. And I was just chilling. I was very quiet in school. In elementary school, middle school, and high school, I was always quiet. I didn't talk to nobody. I only spoke when I was spoken to. And I rode the bus home, and one day I just said her name, and then she was like, don't say my name. I'm like, why? She was like, I don't like you. You don't even know me. What are you talking about? You don't like me. You don't even know me. She was like, I don't care. I just don't like you. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then from that day on, she gave me the worst experience in middle school. She was an 8th grader. I was a 7th grader. Innocent 7th grader. It's whatever. It's whatever. Because she was a kid just like I was a kid. So, I mean, it really was nothing to it. Yeah, so she made my middle school experience worse. And worse than it already was. And then that was just it. So 6th grade year, 7th grade year, I was just getting in trouble. And then 8th grade year, I finally said, you know what? I'm not going to get in trouble no more. I'm not going to be late 50,000 times a week. I'm going to just do what I need to do. Whatever friends I have in middle school, I have. Whatever friends I don't, I just don't. One of my friends, eventually, she had her new friend. She was hanging out with her, and she was just not even thinking about, little old me anymore. And I'm like, that's cool, The little friends that I did have hanging out with, we still hung out. We still sat at lunch together. We still rode the bus together. And we was just chilling. Excuse me. And 8th grade year, it was pretty cool, chill, 8th grade. about to be in high school next year. I'm about to be cool. I'm about to step out of my shell. I'm about to be popular, have all the cutest clothes. I'm gonna have a nice little jock boyfriend or whatever. I'm gonna be really good. Soon as ninth grade came around, I was the same old me, same old quiet me. Because high school, when I got into my freshman year of high school, it was absolutely nothing that I expected it to be. Like, it was nothing I expected it to be. It was a lot bigger, and the people was bigger. The school was bigger, and plus I went to a brand new built school. So that really was like, okay, it's a lot bigger in here. Am I gonna make it to class on time? Because we only got 5 minutes. So, like, am I going to make it to class on time? I'm a freshman. I don't know anybody here because after I graduated from 8th grade, we moved and I went to a new school, so I didn't know anybody. And so, that was kind of devastating. That was really, really sad. You know how everybody out there, y'all know how it is. When you go to a new school, you move to a new place, you go to a new school, you got to meet new people. It's just... It's devastating. It's very devastating. And I said I'm not gonna talk to nobody. I'ma just be the same me, because yeah, I'm just not an outgoing person. I don't just talk to a random person and just start a conversation with them. Like, that's just not me. So, ninth grade year, I was chilled. Everybody kept looking at me like I was crazy because I was the only freshman in the upperclassmen class because I took French in high school. I took French in middle school, and then I took it up again in high school, and I was advanced in it, so they put me in an advanced class. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're a freshman, and you're, because it was a lot of juniors and seniors there. And I was the only freshman, so they was just like, oh my gosh, you're a freshman, and, you must be really good at this. Oh, can you help me out with this? And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm pretty popular in here. But that eventually died down. I wasn't really into extracurricular activities in school until I hit my sophomore year. I moved again, so I went to a different school my sophomore year. And that's when I went to a lot of extracurricular activities. I was on a step team my sophomore year. I was on a step team, and I was in a Bright Futures program. Bright Futures was really, really fun. It had a lot of stuff going on. It had music and dancing and art and video making, cooking, acting, sports. We had volleyball, we had basketball, we had soccer, we had catch football, we had Zumba, we had, I think we had a few more things. I think we had baseball. It was really, really fun. And we went on field trips sometimes, and we even had like theater. It was really, really fun. I really enjoyed Bright Futures, and if I could go back, I would have gone to that school all throughout my high school, my high school journey, because that school was great. I really, really liked, I didn't really like the school much. I just liked the activities because those 2 after school programs were awesome. I loved it. I was literally in school for 12 hours, 3 days out the week, because I had 2 after school programs. I had school on top of all the homework that I had Bright Futures to go to, and then I turned around and had step team practice because, like I said, I was on a step team. That was really, really fun. I used to do my thing out there on the basketball games. I caught on to the steps pretty fast. Some of those steps was super, super hard, but I practiced, and, I was doing good. That first game, I was super, super nervous, but we was out there and we was killing it, and I enjoyed myself in the step team. I still got my uniform shirt from when I was on a step team, number 8. Okay, I'm going crazy. Um, but yes, that team was really, really fun. Until the end of my sophomore year. The end of my sophomore year, that came to a dramatic end. I'm going to talk about that in another story time. I had got suspended from school. And on top of that, my step team career went down the drain because there was a lot of activities and practices and events that we had to do outside of the school that I wasn't able to attend. So that kind of made my coach like, I don't know if you're ready because like what I'm trying to say is my step team coach basically said that, you haven't been to practice because sometimes we have practices on Saturdays and I wasn't able to come out because I lived like 20 minutes from my school. So I wasn't able to go to the practices on Saturdays, and then sometimes we had practices in churches, and transportation was kind of hard on the weekends as far as getting to school. As far as like getting to practice and all of that. So I was kicked off the step team, but I still was able to watch them practice. I saw them practice for the step show, and I even, went to the step show. I stayed for the step show for a few minutes. I watched them. They did great, and that was a really, really fun experience my sophomore year. And then my junior year came around, and my junior year I definitely didn't speak until I was spoken to. My junior year is when I met my best friend. Junior year, same old. I was quiet. I always sat at the back. I didn't talk to anybody. I just did my work and left. That was pretty much it. I was in a different school. Once again, I was in a different school. I've been to like 4 high schools in 4 years. Like, I was always moving. But my junior year, my sophomore year, my junior year, and my senior year, I was living in the same place. I just went to a different school for those 3 years. Why? I'll talk about that in another story time. I got a few story times because I got so many stories in my, little time that I have been on this earth. I have a lot of story times, and I would definitely be telling more story times because the stories that I have in my crazy little life is very, very interesting, and you all will learn about that hopefully in the next video. But anyways, my junior year is when I met my best friend. When it was like halfway junior year, second semester, me and my best friend were very inseparable. We used to talk all the time. We couldn't hang out much because my mama didn't play that. My mother did not let me hang out with my friends like that. I couldn't go over nobody's house. Nobody can come over here. So it's like, I couldn't do anything. And then towards the end of my junior year, I'm like, okay, everybody's excited. Everybody's, geeked up. It's the last part of junior year. We had a party at the gym in the school that I went to. And it was fun. Everybody was turning up. Like, we had a little dance contest. I had a dance contest with one of the, I think she was an 8th grader because the school was combined. The high school was combined with a middle school. So a lot of kids from the middle school came to a little party. And, I had a little dance contest. I won, of course, because, I got the moves. And, little did I know, I was pregnant. I didn't know that at all. Like, I was so confused. That was crazy. Yeah, I was quite shocked. And that was after the party. So, anyways, to make a long story short, as far as me and my children, I had my first child when I was 17. I got pregnant with her when I was 16. Not too long into my junior year of college. high school, I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, and that was a shocker, but I managed, I had her. I don't believe in abortion. I've never had an abortion, never will have one. I had her, and now she's 3, and she's humongous, and active, and talking, and she's just so smart. My senior year, I didn't go to school for a year because I had my child. I didn't have childcare. I didn't have proper childcare at the time, so I was at home with my daughter for a whole year. That year that I had her, I would have been in my senior year of high school, but I had her and I didn't have childcare, so I couldn't go to school. I didn't go to school for a whole year after I had my child. And then, when I turned 18, I said to myself, I'm like, you know what? You're still young. You still have a chance to graduate. It's not like you're, 27 trying to graduate high school. You're only 18. So you still have a chance. I did a lot of things that I regret now, but there are some things that I've done in my lifetime that I'm very proud of, and one of those things that I am proud of is my daughters, both of them, and the fact that I took it upon myself and I motivated myself to continue my education, because my education is very important to me, which is why I'm in college, and I want it to be very important to them. So I took the initiative to wait a year until I was old enough to enroll myself in school, and I was able to find a school where I can go to online. It wasn't far from my house. It was only like literally a 2-minute walk from my house, and they had an online program. They provided a computer. They provided like a Wi-Fi box because I didn't have internet. Like, they had all the tools that I needed to continue my education. I did some phone calls, was able to get, my ACT scores because they needed that, because I took the ACT test. They needed my transcripts also, so I did some phone calls, did a lot of waiting in the mail, did a lot of walking in the hot, blazing sun, and I enrolled myself in school. And they looked at my transcripts and they was like, oh, you only need like 2-3 classes to graduate. And so I did those classes online. Some of those classes I did very well in, and some of those classes I did not, because, yeah, I did not, especially math. I was terrible at math. And I graduated early. I actually graduated from high school early. I graduated in January of 2017. But the actual ceremony, I was still able to walk across the stage, but I just, didn't have to take any more classes. So when they said, okay, it's official, you graduated high school, that made me so proud, and that made my family proud of me as well as my daughter, because I didn't think that I was able to graduate, or I was going to graduate. I thought I was just going to get a GED. Not to say that nothing is wrong with a GED at all, but I figured that, I still had a chance, and I still, I thought that I could, still graduate, so I got my diploma. The day of the graduation ceremony, I was talking about my graduation ceremony for months. From January all the way until June, I was talking about my graduation ceremony. I'm like, y'all still coming, y'all still coming, y'all still coming. And I thought it was going to be the worst day of my life, because I kept looking at that weather, and it was raining. It said that it was going to rain. And my graduation was outside. I'm like, please no, please don't let this happen. Please don't let it rain. And what do you know? It did not rain. It was very bright and very sunny. I did a speech because I said, I have to speak. I have to say something. I have to motivate those who have children that are young. And I said that there's nothing if you really want something, don't let anything stand in your way. Don't let anybody stand in your way. Don't let anybody discourage you. Just do you. Do what you gotta do, and you can make it. Like, you can do anything you set your mind to. And that's exactly what I did. I set my mind to graduating high school, and that's what I did. And because of that, because of the motivation, I was a 2017 high school graduate. And that is one of the things that I am most proud of in my life, is that I graduated high school. I graduated late, but I graduated nonetheless. Better late than never, right? So that was one of the best days of my life, on top of when my daughters were born. I might put them in a video. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I might put them in a video though. So that is pretty much it. That is my, kind of random story time. I know I went all over the place between middle school and high school. But, yep, that's pretty much my story time. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I hope you all learned a little bit something about me. Learned a little bit more about me in this story time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please, no hate comments. And, I will see you on the next one. Bye.